Week 14 is here, and I'm back, and I'm giving you these fire picks that you didn't know that you need, picks that you didn't know that you wanted. Now, last week, I don't know what my record was again, but all that matters is that I got the most important game correct, which was America's team on Thanksgiving Day, the Dallas Cowboys versus the Kansas City Chiefs. I picked them to win because it's America's team and it's the Dallas Cowboys, and we them boys, and it's our year, and we on a 3-game winning streak. Now let's talk about week 14. And we got to start off week 14 with America's team because they actually start off the week playing on Thursday Night Football. Now, I know you guys say, you hear me say that, hey, Thursday Night Football is probably one of the most boring football games in the world. But hey, America's team is playing. The Dallas Cowboys is playing. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens is playing on Thursday night against the Detroit Lions. Now, I think this is a must win for the Dallas Cowboys because if we win this game, we're going to run the table. We about to win another 5-6 straight, and then we're going to make the playoffs, and then everybody going to be mad. So this week, I'm not going against the Dallas Cowboys. I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys to beat the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions actually got some injuries going on with their team. They're not going to have Sam Brown. They're missing a few other players as well. And we all know one thing about the Detroit Lions. If you can get pressure on Jared Goff, if you can get him to turn the ball over, you will win. So I'm predicting that Dallas Cowboys will win. They're going to have a fumble recovery for a touchdown because Jared Goff is going to fumble the ball, trying to avoid a sack, and bam. I got the Cowboys winning. All right, on the Thursday Night Football game. I can't wait. I'm so excited. We're going to continue this win streak, and we're going to have 4 straight wins heading into our easiest part of the schedule for the last part of the season. So Cowboys over the Lions. Next up, we actually got the Falcons and the Seahawks. This is kind of like a no contest because the Falcons haven't been showing up all year long. They've been kind of suspect. They've been kind of like a bad team. Before the season, people was crowning the Falcons as the NFC South champions over the Buccaneers, over the Carolina Panthers, and everything has happened but that because the Falcons have been a very bad football team. Michael Phoenix has been bad. Bijan Robinson has been kind of so-so. I know a lot of people picked him in fantasy football. I wonder, do they regret picking him number 1 in fantasy football? Bijan Robinson. Let me know in the comments if you actually picked him up in fantasy football. But I'm going to roll with Seattle over the Falcons in an easy game in the ATL. The only hope is that maybe the Seattle players go to Magic City and get some of those Lou Pepper wings and maybe be sick during the game. But I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to roll with Seattle over the Falcons easily. The next game is going to probably be one of my favorite games, which is Tennessee and the Browns. I like Cam Ward because he went to Miami, but I also like Shedeur Sanders because everybody is against him and they want him to fail. This is another critical game that I think Shedeur can come out and actually prove that he belongs in the NFL and dominate the Tennessee Titans. I like the Titans. I like the quarterback. I just want to go for Shedeur a little bit harder, okay? I want the Browns to win. I want Shedeur to prove the people wrong and go out and have like a 3-4 touchdown game against the Tennessee Titans because the Tennessee Titans are trying to prepare for the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. So Shedeur, please go out and do your thing, man. Show out and let the people know why you belong in the NFL. Okay, next up, we got the Commanders and the Vikings. The Commanders are still dealing with injuries. I'm not sure if Jaden Daniels is going to be back this week. Marcus Mariota is filling in pretty good for the Commanders. He almost won that game last week on Monday Night Football, but he came up a little bit short. So shout out to my man Marcus Mariota, still out there doing his thing. I need him to stay healthy because the Cowboys are coming up in a few weeks and I need to face Marcus Mariota. Okay, please. So I'm going to roll with the Vikings over the Commanders on this game. Minnesota is the better team due to the Commanders' injury a little bit. So I'm going to roll with the Vikings over the Commanders. Next game up is going to be the Bengals and the Bills. This is actually a tough matchup because Joe Burrow came back last week for the Bengals. And actually defeated the Ravens, which was a shock considering that was his first game back in a long time. But they got the good old Buffalo Bills. We don't know if weather is going to play a part in this particular matchup. Would it win in Buffalo? It might. Maybe it'll snow or something like that. Who knows? But I'm going to roll with Buffalo because they playing at home and they are tough to beat in Buffalo. So I think Joe Burrow continues to play well, coming back off injury, but I think he's going to come up a little bit short because he's playing Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Then we got the Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers, again, roller coaster, up and down. They don't know if they want to be good. They don't know if they want to be bad. They don't know if Aaron Rodgers want to return to MVP form and be the Aaron Rodgers of the past. But I got the Ravens winning this game over the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know these are pretty even teams for the most part. I know they be having some classic games, but that Pittsburgh Steelers team, something's wrong with that team. I know Aaron Rodgers is still dealing with that injury or whatever, but I think Lamar Jackson continues to own the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I got the Ravens over the Steelers in a close game. It's going to be really, really close, okay? The Jets in Miami, does anybody even care about this matchup? I know my man Michael, who's a diehard Dolphin fan, I know he's going to probably say, yo, Rich, I think we can beat the Jets. But then again, I think he will also say, Rich, go with the Jets by 14, okay, over the Dolphins. So I'm actually going to maybe try to think for what he would tell me, and I'm going to go with the Jets by 14 over the Miami Dolphins, okay? Then we got the Buccaneers and the Saints in Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield is still playing out of his mind, even though he's dealing with a small injury. But the Saints are the Saints. They got Kellen Moore. I don't even know if they got more than 2 wins. I'm not quite sure. But they're not going to be the Buccaneers. They're just not going to do it. Unless Drew Brees is walking through that door, the New Orleans Saints have no chance down in Tampa Bay, okay? And then the Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Somehow the Jacksonville Jaguars won last week. And the Colts are doing what the Colts do, okay? They're starting to fall off their high horse a little bit and started to lose some of these games. They had to deal with an injury last week with my man Sauce Gardner. So I'm not really sure who to actually pick in this matchup. I like Jacksonville. I like the Colts, but I think the Colts could win. I think the Colts might they might use JT, Jonathan Taylor, and just run all up and down the field on Jacksonville Jaguars. I can see that happening. So I'm actually going to roll with the Colts over the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. And the 4 o'clock game, we actually got the Broncos and the Raiders. We're not spending too much time on this matchup because we know damn well the Raiders ain't going to beat the Broncos, even though the Raiders came in with high hopes this season. Geno, Pete Carroll, Tom Brady, Gentry, who can't even run the ball all that much. So I'm going to sit with the Broncos to defeat the Raiders. Okay, the Raiders are a bad team, bro. Bad team. And the other afternoon game, which is game of the week, which is the Bears and the Packers. I like what the Bears are doing. I like that the Bears fans are finally happy that they can come out and root for their team again and yell, go Bears, go Bears. But they got the Packers. And I'm going to go back with my little Packer jink, and I'm going to go back with the Packers, okay? I'm going with the Packers, Pinky, the Packers to defeat the Bears. Okay, the Bears need to come out that high horse. I mean, they doing way too much. They got people coming out of the woodworks over there thinking that they good. And, yeah, I just don't know. So I'm going with the Packers over the Bears. Next matchup is a non-contest, which is against the Rams and the Cardinals. Who's even playing quarterback for the Cardinals these days? Is it still Jacoby Brissett? Okay. Kyler Murray's still injured, or Kyler Murray's out there probably playing Battlefield or something like that. But I'm rolling with the Rams over the Cardinals in the easy game. That they probably should have flexed out a little bit. Like, why are we showing that game on TV? That makes no sense. And the Sunday night game is against the Texans and the Chiefs. The Chiefs are coming off a hot L from the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. I think the Chiefs rebound and defeat the Houston Texans. I know, and I've heard that the Houston Texans are on some sort of run, that they hasn't been winning the last couple of weeks. I can't confirm or deny that, because who actually watches the Houston Texans? Do they even have fans? Because the best team in Dallas or in Texas in general is the Dallas Cowboys. So why is anybody following the Houston Texans? But I got the Kansas City Chiefs over the Houston Texans and Kansas City. And for the Monday Night Football game, for the love of God, they actually put the Eagles and the Chargers in there. And I might be a little bit biased with this pick, but I definitely want the Chargers to defeat the Eagles. I want the Eagles to continue to lose. The Eagles are playing on the road. So Chargers, please, for the love of God, for the love of America, please defeat the Eagles on Monday Night Football. Please do your thing, please, okay? There wouldn't be nothing else more that I would love to see is when I wake up on Tuesday morning that the Philadelphia Eagles lost to the Chargers, okay? And you could beat them. Just look at the blueprint from the Dallas Cowboys, okay? Chargers, please beat the Eagles, please. Okay, and those are my Week 14 picks. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on your bell icon to all, so you know when I drop another video. Let me know in the comments what picks I got wrong, what picks I got right, what picks you would go with, and let me know how you feel about Week 14. And I will catch you guys on the next video.